Come friend, come foe, come one, come all, to the highlands to see who lives and who falls. Jokers and fools, queens and kings, they'll take to the stage on invisible strings. Once in my castle, their roles are assigned, their fates in the game, forever entwined. Under cover of night, the traitors will slay. Can a faithful fight back, or be the next play? Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. From the meek to the fierce, pawns to dictators, bound by the strings of the silent orchestrators. Every move, every breath, a twisted decree, a game of betrayal, no one's truly free. Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. Who can you trust when the darkness descends? The blade in the back, the whispers of friends. The court is a theater, the blood-stained stage, a dance of deception, a war in a cage. Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. Come friend, come foe, come one, come all, to the highlands to see who lives and who falls. Jokers and fools, queens and kings, all are mere puppets on invisible strings.
Hi, everybody. What is going on? Hello. Welcome to the first 3 episode recap of The Traitors. And that sucks that you cannot watch it. If you have a VPN, I'll give you my my Peacock logins so you can watch it. If you can use a VPN, I do not mind at all. So just DM me if you want to do that. Pippi, Kirsten, and Anne. Hello, ladies. And hello, everybody joining. So normally Sunshinery is with me, and I miss her, but she's got some things going on that are keeping her away. So hopefully she can catch up and join us at some point because I missed her. It's going to be weird doing it without her. It's not the same when it's just one person versus, having somebody else to discuss it with. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes without her, and she's gonna be like sorely missed. So hopefully, she'll catch up and join us. You can't even access well with a VPN, maybe. All right, well, definitely. After this, I'll DM you, and we'll see if you can use it and get into Peacock that way. So, um, Highlands, and I have this dream. I have a dream, and coincidentally, it involves you and Dreamy. So I have a dream that while she's on vacation visiting you, that you take time off and she visits you while they are filming this, and you guys get hired on as the extras in the costumes, and you guys get to spend like a day on the set being in those costumes. I knew. I know. I tried to get away from that reaction quick. No, I knew I what did I know? No, I think it would be so cool though if you could just happen to get vacation time and Dreamy just happened to be there and you guys just happened to get casted as extras and you were on the set with Alan in the Highlands. So, Anne, can you and Dreamy please fulfill my dream? Hey, Rainbow, welcome. And yeah, in your country for sure. She's been keeping it interesting, that's for sure. So, I've got a few pictures, I've got a few clips to play. I am not sure if the clips will stay in or not. They might get copyrighted by Peacock, by NBC Universal. So we'll see. I might end up either not doing those in the future or cutting them out of this episode. I'm not quite sure. So it's not like it really make a difference financially on the streams, but just want to figure out how it works. That wasn't the dream you expected. Right? I'm sure. They've Hi, Silent Protocol. Welcome. Good to have you. I saw you in Kendra's last night making some good points. And it's so clear. The only way I know you is that you're not Amber. So it was fun seeing you in Kendra's last night. Because I just know you're not Amber. I don't know really anything else about you. Except you seem to have a good head on your shoulders and you're not Amber. Oh, did she, Rainbow? Okay. Well, I got a copyright notice when I uploaded my clips. So I'm not quite sure where the copyright notice is in the clips. So I'm going to see once I play them here. Because they won't be played all in one bunch like they were when I uploaded them. But good to know. Because it would make a difference for her financially. Because she has enough views where her commercials actually do make her money. I don't have even close to enough to make probably more than 20 cents. Hey, Lombada, welcome. Go team, whoever you're rooting for. I thought it was interesting how at one point Donna mentioned in one of the episodes that her and her son Jason binged the Traitors one weekend of the playoffs. I'm like, why were you watching the Traitors and not football? Was all I could think in my head. Like, okay, Donna. So, let's get into it. The vans pull up, and this year they pull up at night, and it was pretty cool when they pulled up because they had all the fires and flames going off. But they're in the car, and Michael right away is telling Caroline that he remembers meeting her at BravoCon, and he feels like he has an inner housewife in him. Like, that's how I remember Michael. Yeah, right. Of course, they're still running with it. It's so annoying that people just won't stop. But yeah, no, you're so clearly not. It was obvious before, but last night it was like obvious times 100. Okay, so anyway, so that was kind of funny. Then that's where Donna, I guess, had mentioned that they had binged it one weekend during the playoffs. So yeah, it was right away that she mentioned that. I couldn't remember, so I looked at my notes. Hi, Mari Mari. She's saying that she wanted to come in and reinvent herself, do the things that, now that she is older, her kids have graduated college and, married, have kids, that they've moved on and they're adulting. She wanted to kind of reinvent herself. She'd not be a mom, be something more than a mom. Uh, and then Ian was fangirling over Tara Lipinski. I thought that was really funny. If you know Ian, welcome, sweets. Hello, welcome. Jam Jam right away said he wanted to be a traitor. Um, I thought for sure they were giving Jam Jam a traitor edit. I thought for sure he was going to be the secret traitor with every ounce of me. Dorinda said she was coming back, with some vengeance. And when her and Rena saw each other, the first thing that Dorinda mentioned is that hey, not that Lauren Marie. The first thing that Dorinda mentions is that she is wearing Lisa Rinna's lip liner. So I immediately Googled because I didn't realize I don't pay much attention to the housewives anymore. But of course it would make sense that Lisa Rinna would sell lip products. You don't, sweets. I think he's funny, but yeah, I get it. I don't really hate anybody. I think anybody I dislike right now, I'm having fun disliking them. Yeah, silent protocol. There's not much else you can do but repeat yourself, and it gets annoying to repeat yourself. Hey, Stevie Lee. So, I looked up the prices of Lisa Rinna's lip products, and I couldn't find much other than her lip kit, which comes with 4 things, is $35 at Walmart and at Macy's. So yeah, you can buy her products from Walmart and Macy's. So I thought that's, their products must be pretty reasonable. So I don't know. If you want big lips, maybe Lisa Rinna's lip products are the thing to check out. Donna said that she knew of Ron because her sons had done podcasts with Ron Funches, the comedian. Oh my God, Michael. Right, Rainbow. Hey, Kendra, welcome. Um, let's see. Tara and Johnny. Oh, Rob mentioned that he wanted to work with Tiffany. Rob Sesternino did from Survivor. Wanted to work with Tiffany from Big Brother. Tara and Johnny said that they were going to try to play it cool, that they didn't want to act like they were. No, Health. I thought I said hi to you. I'm sorry. Hi, Health, again. You always miss me say hi to you, Health. It's so funny. Like, I always say hi to you, and then you're like, hello. I'm like, hi. I don't know why you miss me all the time. Okay, anyway, let's see. Where was I? I gotta stop looking at the chat. Now I am gonna let me focus just a sec. I definitely was not ignoring you, Health. Nobody wants to ignore Health. Let's see. Oh yeah, let me check my Oh yeah, that was I've got some fashion stuff at the end, so I'll share that picture at the end. Um Raw Bar was funny in the confessional room. Rob Roush, I think is how you say him, from Love Island. He said it was weird that he was still wearing clothes, or said it was weird he was wearing clothes, and that he hadn't made out with anybody yet. I thought that was so funny. Oh, that's okay. I think that happens a lot. Getting saying hi and then you miss. um, let's see. Alan comes and introduces himself outside. He tells everybody that he is going to, yes, Rob Roush was the traitor. Rob Sesternino, Rob C, is the one who left episode 2. So we'll only have to differentiate them for the first couple of episodes. Rob C is the gamer. Rob Roush is the young one that that all the gay guys cannot stop lusting over. Nor can I, if I'm being honest. Let's see. But yeah, it was so funny. It's like, it's weird I'm wearing clothes and I haven't made out with anybody yet. And then Alan comes out, tells everybody that right away there's going to be a secret, or right away there's going to be a traitor pit. He doesn't really talk about the whole secret of it, because that's only for the traitors and us to know. So everybody has to walk up in front of him. So Alan's back is to the contestants, and the person looking into the box to see if they've got the traitor card, they're facing the contestants. So when I went back and rewatched this, I didn't realize that Donna had gone second. Like, he got her instantly, because you're thinking Candace went first and then Donna went second. And I thought, well, for sure, the first few are not going to have it. Especially, Candace isn't going to have it. You wouldn't think Donna's going to have it, because she's, me too, Stevie Lee. I'm so upset that he went out so early, but it's obvious why he had to go. Like, I cannot believe how in tune. It was pretty cool watching just that little bit of him was so cool. Just to see a little bit of his gaming in action. But we'll get to that. So, there was 23 chests. One had the card. Donna looked really excited on her way up. Eric commented about how her face was stone cold when she walked back. I thought it was funny the way she walks back. She has this gait and this stance, the way she sits. I took a picture of the way she sits, and even the way she walked back, she kind of walks like a football player. I don't know what it is about Mama Donna, but she raised championship boys through and through, and it's just, you just can look at her. She looks like a winning champion football coach. Like, when she's sitting down, all she was missing was the whistle. I felt like she was like this championship football coach. Let me pull that picture up really quick. Show you guys what I mean, because I know where it is. Doesn't she look? Whoops. I forgot to hit pause. Doesn't she look like a championship football coach? I mean, she is a championship football coach, technically, I guess. Maybe that's why she looks like one. I wasn't either, Rainbow. Not at all. I know the Swifties will be mad, but hopefully, they're excited that she had a cool role in the game. I guess. But I find her fascinating. I enjoyed the short time that she was on. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of her also. Ron went up and Ron Funches, the comedian, tells Alan. Alan asks him how he feels. Ron says, I feel like I have to poop a little, Alan. Alan says, hopefully just a little. Ron replies, just a little. I held my finger up like I was doing a wee bit on my fingers, like just a little. She was, yeah. Jam Jam was my top one, and I kind of like the other people sort of convinced me she could be one, but I just really for sure thought it was Jam Jam, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. Everybody immediately suspects Michael because Michael is just like they said, he's either a really bad traitor or a really bad faithful. And I love the monkey wrench that Michael is throwing into the game. However, two things about this that I saw in interviews after the fact about that is Portia said that she instantly clocked that Donna was the traitor when Donna was looking at the card. She said she could see Donna's face change when she was looking at the card, and she clocked her as a traitor right away. And then what was the other thing I wanted to add? They sassed Michael immediately as the traitor. I think it was something about Mike. Oh yeah, Michael. Portia also said about Michael. She said that the editors did an amazing job on editing Michael in the banishment ceremonies because he went off. She said he was a mess. She said he would cry one minute, he was screaming one minute, he was crying to Portia and telling her, I don't want to eliminate a housewife, I don't want to banish a housewife. And she said he's crying his eyes out, and then all of a sudden he's yelling. She said he was completely crazy in these elimination ceremonies. And we didn't even see a skosh of it, I don't think, from what she described. She said they edited out a lot of the Michael. And I kind of enjoyed Michael because I enjoyed the confusing. I enjoy watching other people like get the Lindsay treatment, like somebody who has to take the panel and make it all about them and completely change the subject and derail the entire thing when you're trying to get something else completely accomplished. I found that so funny. And I get why he's annoying and why that's driving people crazy. Because it should, because it does as a human. But I just couldn't help but laugh and think, oh my God, this reminds me of people in this community that have a way of taking a panel and just completely derailing and changing the topic and making it all about them. So I'm excited to see where Michael goes with this and how long he can last. I believe that Michael and Ron are both good meat shields because as long as you keep them around, people are always going to want to get them out. Oh, Rainbow, we are going to get in a fight if that's your favorite. Holy crap. I'm not even putting boxing gloves on. It's a raw dog fist fight. Is that a thing? Gross. Okay. Yeah, I think it is his regular personality. I think that it's well, actually, once we get into that ceremony, I'll talk more about it. Let's see. Monet and Jam Jam. Wait, Robsy was the last um to go up. Oh, and that's when Caroline was commenting that they need to be friends with him because he was a mastermind on Survivor. And he's going to be the one to figure this shit out for us. I was hoping that Rob C would make it a little bit longer. I think a better strategy is to keep the gamers for a slightly longer period of time and then get rid of them because you need them to help. Although they did get rid of a traitor on the second try, so I guess they didn't really need him. Rainbow, not this one. And I know you were being funny. So Monet and Jam Jam find each other and share their fellow love of each other and the TV shows they were both on and appreciate them both winning and each other and stuff. They have a conversation, and this is where I decided Jam Jam was a traitor because Jam Jam asks Monet if it was her, and Monet says no. And then Monet said, "Someone is literally in my face acting like they're not." Jam Jam gets this really strange hesitation at this point. I used to like Jeff Lewis, but he's kind of on me. Um, just the way he hesitated just got me thinking that he was for sure uh gonna be the secret traitor. And then I thought that the edit was also continuing to make him look that way. Sorry, I was going back on my notes looking at something. I didn't put that in, so I don't know. They decide she's the perfect. Oh, but then they clock Donna over on the other side of the room, and both of them look at her. They decide she's like the perfect cover to be the secret traitor, to be a traitor. Uh, Jam Jam's like, "You better not say I said it first, because I'll flip." Monet laughs and says, "That would be interesting, like if she is a traitor." And then Mara is so pretty. Let me just say, Mara is so pretty. And I should have taken pictures, but I am really loving the how Mara changes her look. And I didn't really get any pictures today because I tried to get one. I couldn't find it, and then I was annoyed because I should have taken it last night when I was watching and I didn't. So, but I do need to because she really like how she changes her looks around. She doesn't always look the same. But she's talking about how she's never ever watched any of the Housewives. Uh, she doesn't know anybody at all other than Rob Roush because of Love Island. And then she's in the confessional saying she'd love to be a traitor. She would love to murder people and be like a serial killer. Alan starts doing the interviews, and I thought this was crazy. So when Alan does the interviews, he shows exactly, he shows a clip from Lisa Rinna's interview. He shows a clip from Candace's interview. He shows a clip from Donna's interview. He never showed a clip from Rob Roush's interview. And I am dying to know how Rob Roush got picked to be a traitor. I'm not disappointed in the pick. But I think Rob Roush is, I don't know if they're having trouble editing him or what, but they gave us nothing from his interview with Alan when Alan was interviewing to see who he was going to pick to be the traitors. So when he asks Lisa Rinna why she's a threat, Rinna replies, "Because I'm Lisa fucking Rinna." And she says that a lot through the show. "I'm Lisa fucking Rinna. I'm Lisa fucking Rinna." And then I have in my notes, I think she's I think she's Lisa bitch cut face Renna is what I put. So yeah. It's about how I describe her. But I am enjoying watching her try to be a traitor. Candace is annoying me more. I just like Candace more on the episode, but I'm also sort of enjoying her because she's kind of smart and it's annoying me. Like she's doing good, and because I don't like her, it bugs me. So then Alan does the ceremony where he walks around. I did Rainbow. Alan does the picking and he walks around and he ends up picking Candace first, and then Lisa fucking Rinna, and last but not least, Rob R from Love Island, Rob Roush. Rinna, of course, in the diary room because she can never not say his full name. She wants to immediately call Harry Hamlin and tell him. I had to mark that down because, of course, she doesn't just call him her husband. She doesn't call him Harry. She'd never call him Hank. She calls him Harry Hamlin. I mean, like in person, do you call him Harry Hamlin? Like, do you come home and say, "Hi, Harry Hamlin, I'm home"? I don't even. Anyway, she's so annoying. Stupid. So, Rob Roush does end up saying in the confessional he thinks he'd make a good traitor because he's been told by every single girl that he ever meets that he's hard to read. Alan lets everybody know there's not going to be any murder night one. Lisa's in the confessional, also saying that her skills of being an actress are going to work for her, and this might not be so hard.
Don't forget to take out your trash cans.
Thank you, Ziggy. They're in the bar area, and Rinna is cheersing and looks Ian and Tiffany. They're there. And Rob Roush is standing there too behind the bar. And Rob doesn't cheers with him, but the three of them cheers, and Ian says, "Faithful cheers." And Lisa real loud, "Faithful cheers, faithful cheers, yes, faithful cheers." That she's just a good actress. Then Natalie Anderson from Survivor. She's in the confessional, and she's actually I appreciate her game so far. She's found a way not to be the top of the target tier for the gamers, and I think that's impressive. But she's not necessarily one of my favorite people, but I'm impressed. But she says that she's a high caliber Survivor player, and people see her and expect great things. So she stands up in the room, and that's in the confessional. She's standing up in the room, and she says to the people in the room, which is Jam Jam, Monet, Colton, Mark, and Natalie, she says, "Look me in the eyes, and I will say this. I'm a faithful, and I want to play this game, an aggressive, faithful game, and I'm on a mission. So cheers to that." And they all cheers because she's a faithful. So yeah, I'm impressed that she was able to do that with people that weren't the gamers of the group. She picked, well, Jam Jam, but the others, she picked a good group and she stood up and Yeah, I thought that was impressive gaming by Natalie to try to submerge herself into being more than a gamer in a way, or still being a gamer, but a gamer that you want to keep. There's another group with Michael and Rena, Ron the comedian, Jam Jam is there, Tara, Tiffany. There's a lot of them. Tiffany, Johnny, Eric, and Donna. And Michael, Michael's an idiot. He starts talking about the mathematics of the game. Talks about how there's 5 housewives and 5 gamers. So it's guaranteed that one of each is going to be a traitor. You know, on the surface, if you're not really thinking too hard, it makes sense. And so I wasn't really thinking too hard. But then when I rewatched it, I was thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. There's 23 contestants. 23. So 10 of those make up housewives and survivors. There's still 13 more. There's a probability in there somewhere that all 3 of them could be neither, or all 4. You know what I mean? But in the moment of when I was watching it the first time, I allowed that to sway me into thinking Jam Jam had to be the secret traitor. It was just, more helping convince me it was Jam Jam. Except it wasn't. There's another group with Candace. She looks around, she's like, who's in here? Nobody else is in here, right? And she's looking at the room, and then Jam Jam comes in. She's like, oh yeah, Jam Jam, come on in. I wanted you to be in here, join us. And so it was Mara, Tara, Caroline, the One Tree Hill guy, Steven, that's his name. I forgot his name for most of this, so I was calling him the One Tree Hill guy in my notes. She's wondering and asking who has the propensity to do it. And then Candace says, I've come up with 3 names. The first name she says is Lisa Rinna. Oh my God, that's so funny. You just called out your fellow traitor. Caroline says Lisa, it could totally be Lisa because Lisa would run her own grandmother down. Oh, Caroline, that is amazing. That is. Caroline, you just nailed Rena right there. If Rena thought she could be an iconic TV person, she would absolutely run down her own grandmother. Oh, he was on both of them, not that Lauren Marie. He was Laguna Beach is not in my notes, but he played somebody named Chase for 2 seasons on One Tree Hill, according to Wikipedia. So maybe Wikipedia is wrong. For that, I had to put ice in my mouth. Now I gotta mute you and crunch. Okay, sorry, I deserved ice for that one. So she didn't give us the other 2 names. We just got the first one of Lisa Rinna. I've got my notes as saying, oh my gosh, old, obnoxious Michael. He tells Rob Roush that he's got quite the disposition and good looks, and it's going to be a fucking problem because people can't trust quiet. And Rob's looking at him like, what you say, old man? And I believe the old man is my age. So when I call him an old man, I realize I'm his same age and I'm an old woman. It is what it is. We're old. But I'm not trying to disrespect people of a certain age because I am also, I think he was probably born I was born in 1970 and he was born in 69 or 71 or right around there. So, then Michael says, "Oh no, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of yours, but it just might get you into trouble here." So I don't know. Maybe Michael's watched Love Island before, but I'm like, so in this moment, Michael is coming off as like an old crotchety Gen Xer. No offense to my fellow Gen Xers, but we are starting the older part of the Gen Xers are starting to hit the boomer age. And these are some kind of boomer qualities that I believe that we're starting to catch. So I believe that he was being a little bit hey George. So now it is Rob then says he's been underestimated all of his life. He's just a guy from Alabama that likes to catch snakes and post on TikTok. Yeah, unfortunately, half of Gen X probably is similar to him. So now Alan says before he presents all of them with their cloaks, he tells each one of them that they have to take the oath. And the oath is as follows. The first one, do you commit to lying and deceiving your way through the game? The second one, are you willing to murder? Murder, I can't. Are you willing to murder one of your fellow players every night? And the third one, do you vow to keep your identity? Do you vow to keep your identity and the identity of your fellow traitors a secret? And once they agree, he says you are now a traitor. So Lisa gets up there and Candace gets up there. They're super excited that they've got, two housewives in there, excited to see each other. Rob joins them and they're happy to have their little eye candy joining them in the Tourette, I believe. So Alan said, the secret traitor, he comes in, joins them in the Tourette, and explains that the secret traitor will make a short list of the people that will be murdered. And then the traitors must decide from that short list which one they will murder. So the secret traitor will not know who they are, and they will not know who the secret traitor is. And at some point, they will come together and unite as a team. So the traitors then make an agreement that they will not backstab each other. Loyalty amongst traitors. They put their hands in. I had a picture of that, but I'll show it at the end. They put their hands in and they agree loyalty and not to backstab. Okay, so now we get to day 2 and we get to the competition. I think I left out. What did I leave out here? Just a sec. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so we get to the competition. Before they arrive, this is the first thing we see. I love this photo. I love this little gingy man. I forget his name, but I love him. And I love these tombstones. Like this big cross is just gorgeous. Right. That should be interesting. Her not backstabbing other traitors. Well, they managed to do it pretty well last year. Diddy Pippi, I love that. Good. We needed an extra growl in it. So then they're showing a view of the river that flows. and there's 100. Let's see, what are my notes? So yeah, there's 100 coffins in the water. 12 of them are marked with a $sign, and the rest have an X on them. What they have to do is row out, and they have to collect all of the ones with the $signs and get all of the cash they can to deposit it in the prize pot. As they collect a coffin that has a $sign on it, they have to attach it to the back of their boats, and then they have to row it in. And once they row it in, they have a surprise waiting for them. Oh, that's a picture on the wall. The picture's coming down the stairs. This was one of them, and I've got the other one in here somewhere too. Oh, wait. Okay, let's come back to that. Okay, so once they arrive to the graveyard, they see a note that all their names are on the grave sites, and everybody who gets a casket marked put into their grave will be up for elimination that night. There's 2,500 in each coffin, each casket. They can win up to $30,000, and they have to do it all in 45 minutes. So immediately Monet wants to divide equally, so she found 3 people right away that had oar experience. Yes, the coffin outfit was part of it. I loved the coffin outfit. I loved it. I got a picture of that at the end too for the fashion part of this. So the red boat takes off first. They get out right away. It's actually because of how they loaded in. They were smart and loaded in more in the water, where the other teams loaded in less in the water. So they were able to get out quicker. The white boat gets stuck. The white boat's got Michael, Eric, Candace, Mark, One Tree Hill, Ron, and Kristen. I cannot tell you the number of times I typed Kirsten in my notes. Oh, her name's not Kirsten. The green boat has Johnny, Weir, Jam Jam, Monet, Colton, Donna, Caroline, Mara, Tara. The red boat has both of the Robs, Ian, Natalie, Portia, Renna, Dorinda, and Tiffany. The red boat gets the first coffin. They see what they have to do, and they end up throwing it in Ron's just because Ron is not on their boat. They say it's nothing personal. However, Rob C. Was disappointed. Rob's sister Nino. Yes, it's absolute fashion. It's Halloween fashion, my darling. It's casket chic. It's avant-garde. It's couture. Anyway. But Rob's sister, the gamer, is disappointed that there was no talking about it ahead of time. They didn't discuss any pros and cons. They just did it really quick and picked Ron and didn't try to figure out who would be best to benefit them as a target. The green team arrives next, and they pick Eric first. And then this happens. So the green team arrives, and then the green team is coming back to their boat, and this happens.
Push it back.
You okay? No! Johnny!
I missed it.
So there we also had some coffin chic right there. So that was pretty funny. Somebody got wet. Unfortunately, it was not a housewife. It sucks that it was Johnny Weir and not a housewife. Like, why couldn't that have been a housewife? Any of them. Oh, and then right after that happened, this happened. Oh my gosh, Colton. Did you guys see Colton? He literally lifted the boat with 2 fingers, lifted the coffin. So that's what this clip is. Oh my goodness.
Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. We're gonna run into the water.
I mean,
We'll take that.
They were trying to get our casket. Shady, shady, shady. So one boy gets up and literally pulls the casket with 2 fingers out of the lock. That's it. Acting like it was someone's dry panties. I'm like, you can do that the whole time?
same Kirsten, yes. Yeah, I don't know if I like Colton very much, but I'm fascinated by that, and also fascinated at his clothing options, which we're going to spend some time on at the end. So the red team then was the second drop. Lisa yells, "Who doesn't need protection?" And because I don't know who they picked. Okay, I said Eric twice here, so I think I got my names confused. But then the red team's leaving and the green team arrives that time, and they make a deal that they're not going to put the caskets in each other's. And this was Natalie Anderson, quick thinking. That's what she said. She said, "Do you want to protect?" She yelled, "Oh, that's why I put the wrong name on Lisa." I said Lisa yells, or maybe I don't even know. Okay, but the red team's leaving. Natalie sees the green team and says, "Let's make an alliance with these people. Tell these idiots to save us." I'm like, oh, hell no. She called them idiots, and she's about to. Like, I think she got some karma because she's on the red team. So the green team agrees that they're not going to do each other's caskets, or they're not going to pick anybody on each other's teams. So the green team goes and puts it in Michael's. They say because Michael's shady, and Colton was the one that suggested him. White team finally gets coffin. Michael sees that his grave is filled with his coffin, and he gets mad, and he's like, "These miserable fucks." I'm laughing. Candace, then I guess then the red team is no, I don't. Candace says, Donna. Ron Funches says Rob C. Candace says no, we need Rob. He's smart. And man, Candace, Candace led me on. I thought she'd save Rob. Because she saved him right there. So she gets him actually to take the casket out of the grave. That's impressive. To be commanding enough to have the ability to change their minds. And so they take it out of the grave and they end up putting it into Donna's. So I was impressed by Candace doing that. And Candace says, "Donna's older. Like, do we need her?" Like, okay. So then, next round, the green team and the white team arrive at the same time. And because the green team's leaving and the white team's coming, Or no, the green team got there, and then the white team comes, and the green team's like, oh my God, they're going to see where we put it. So they decided to backstab the red team because they ain't the idiots and made a deal with the white team. I'm like, so much for Natalie calling them idiots. So the green team then makes a deal with the white team not to put in each other's caskets. So then the white team goes for Rob Sesternino. And then Ian gets got, Mark gets got by the red boat. At the end, the white team tries to get into the Porsches, but not in time. And I've got that clip, considering there was a whole big fight. That was the reason Porsche left. I recorded this clip. So let's watch it.
Time's up. Wasn't in time.
Based on what?
Based on the fact.
Based on the clock. The volume is not that great on these. I will do better next week on the volume of those. But not once in there did he ever mention to put it in a housewife's grave. He never said anything about putting the casket into a housewife's grave. Didn't refer to the housewives in any way, shape, or form. Nothing. Definitely they were, but it was smart too. They weren't the idiots. I thought it was hilarious because she's calling them idiots, and then look what they do. So it turns out they get 9 coffins in, and they end up earning on their first mission $22,500. And then the 9 up for elimination for murder. The 9 up for murder are both Robs. So Rob R and Rob C. Ron Funches, Donna, Eric, Michael, Ian, Dorinda, and Mark. I really like that Eric. Eric Yam? Was that his last name? Not Yam. I'm thinking of Jam Jam. I like Eric, and I can't remember his last name. But he's fun. So then Donna's going to have to pick 4 of those to go on the short list for the Traitors to pick. So Rob R is making comments while he's filling in the grave that I hope there's no traitors amongst us because that makes it even worse. I hope none of you all are traitors. Now, on the way back, this is where Portia and Candace and Mara asked if they should put it in Housewives, and Candace says, oh, okay. Yeah, I think you're right, not that Lauren Marie. Yeah, why would you say that in front of a housewife, and why would she say, okay? Well, Rinna would, but... So Portia and Candace and Mara, they're in the car on the way back, and Portia says, I heard one was almost put in my coffin. What happened? Candace decides she's going to lie on Michael and throw him under the bus to keep attention on him. Not thinking about the damage it just did to Portia's game. So Candace tells Portia that Michael was like, who are we going to put the caskets in? Who are we going to put the caskets in? Let's do a housewife. And Candace is like, no. And Mara and Portia both exclaim in shock. They're all shocked. And Mara's like, he has it in for the housewives, is what Mara is saying in the car. So he didn't say anything about the housewives. He didn't say anything about Portia. And I think you're right. Ron might have said that. I forgot. I should go back and look for that, but I'm not going to because it was hard enough to get through these 3 episodes with my notes. And then I had to go back a 3rd time today and catch other stuff. So I'm not going to go in a 4th time. But I vaguely remember that. So then later on, Portia goes to Michael and she asks him about it. Michael's like, no, who told you that? Who told you that? Take me to him. I want to know who told you that right now. Take me to him. So Portia takes Michael into the kitchen and says Candace is the one that said that. Michael then confronts Candace. Candace is all confused. Like, huh? What? Huh? What you talking about? Oh, that in the car? That, no, Portia, you must have misheard me. I wasn't talking about today. I was talking about a whole other time. Not today. And Mara says, well, I have a bad memory. I don't remember a thing. I don't even know what team I was on today. I don't remember the color of my boat. My name is Bennett and I ain't in it. I'm out. That's what Mara said. Which I can't blame her. You really don't want to get involved in the fights, but it would be hard for me to control my tongue and let somebody lie, especially if I was in a room with Renna. Oh, hell no. Or not Renna, I mean Candace. Either Candace or Renna. Although I'm more scared of Candace than I am Renna. We've seen Candace fight. Let's see. Michael says if he was going to take a housewife out, it would be in the 9th inning and it would hurt him more than it would hurt them kind of speech. So Candace kind of backs down. Or not Candace, I'm sorry, Portia kind of backs down. Then you've got people who are now sussing Michael out as a traitor even more. And then we find out that the short list of the traitors, find out the short list is Ian, Rob R., Mark, and Eric. Yeah, but she pulled back. Like, she got her ass beat, but they both got charged with 2nd-degree assault. So, I'm good. I'm good on the violence. No thanks. Candace is willing to do anything to make you want to hit her. Candace is younger. She's more spunky. Renna's our age. Renna's more worried about her face, her Botox getting busted. And I think that was it for episode 1. All right, I think we're on to episode 2. Episode 2 was called The Death Conga. I loved it. Oh, the first episode was called Let the Cards Fall Where They May. The second episode was The Death Conga. So yeah, the traitors made their decision the night before, but they didn't tell us who it was. Just a moment. Oh my goodness, I took a sip of my pop and it went down the wrong pipe. Okay, let's see, episode 2. So episode 2 begins in the Tourette with the short list again of Ian, Eric, Mark, and Rob. They picked Ian because he's Ian, they said, would be a good choice because he's a gamer. The positives of the other 2, of Eric and Mark. Well, Rob the other pot of the two. Oh wait, because Rob R. They couldn't pick, and then Eric and Mark are just random, so that would be good to pick too. So it was quite clear who they were going to pick of the three. Why are you going to pick the randoms? So breakfast comes. Rena's in first. She thinks because she's the first one to knock and the first one to come in that she's iconic. She says, "This is so iconic. The first one to knock, the first one to come in. I'm iconic." And that's when it hit me that Candace and Rena just want to be iconic. They don't care how disgusting and dirty and nasty they have to be if it will mean that they feel that they have icon, that they've reached icon status. Like, that's such a weird way to live. But I believe people on YouTube are there's people that are the same. It's interesting to study the reality TV of it all. And anyway, so yeah, Rena's feeling like she's all iconic. She tells the confessional that she's nervous, but she's Lisa fucking Rinna. So it's all good. So everybody that's got the shields from the night before, everybody but those 9 people, they all come in. Caroline was wanting to know what had happened last night as they're explaining it about Michael and Portia. And then Portia comes in. Monet says to Portia, "We're filling Caroline in on the kitchen yesterday." Johnny Weir calls it the kitchuation. Me too, Kirsten. I love Johnny Weir called it the kitchuation. Portia says, "What's the kitchuation?" Monet's like, "You and Michael?" She's like, "Oh yeah, that's like work drama. I forgot about that." Which makes sense because she gets paid to do drama, and for drama, that's like on the baby scales. Also, she wants to play it down what happened with Candace. Too, because she wants to, try to act like she's remaining on the United Housewives front, which she was talking about a lot in her post interviews today that I was watching. So then the short list of people enters. Dorinda's relieved because she made it through the first night. And weirdly, they all decide. Right, she did. I thought that too, Pippi, that she stole Sarah motherfucking Z's name. So weirdly, the group decides to give Dorinda a standing ovation because she walked into the room and she wasn't murdered. I mean, can my cat give me a standing ovation every day that I wake up alive? Like, yay, she's alive. Actually, he wants to be loved right away, so I guess that's his celebration of my life. But yeah, I just thought that was weird how they all gave her a standing ovation. They all realized that Ian was gone. Donna says in the confessional that she had been looking around the breakfast room. She had so many suspicions, but she's totally fangirling right now with all of the people there. She says it's just so amazing to be in this situation with all these celebrities. I want to believe her. I really want to believe her because in a way, with the celebrity thing, she kind of reminds me of my mom. A quick little sidetrack note about my mom. My brother had this job in Canada that put him around a lot of famous people. And my mom got to meet a lot of the famous people. Now, my brother wasn't in any type of a position that would have landed anybody in my family on a reality TV show. It's not like that. It was he was like an executive. So it's like no big deal. But my mom met Elton John. That was the biggest name person she met was Elton John. And so I could see my mom being totally unassuming and just adorable and not like being stuck up, just being totally like super overwhelmed with being around all these like reality people and still name dropping Elton John because because she's not showing off, you know what I mean? Like it was a humble brag when Donna mentioned the whole Paul McCartney thing, I guess is what I'm saying. Getting a little ahead of myself on the Paul McCartney of it all, but I was trying to examine Donna because she was the traitor and because everybody, was, being like, if she's met Paul McCartney, why would we impress her? But if I was thinking of my mom in the same situation, I could see my mom being impressed too, even still having met like, a super huge name. I believe if it Sir Paul McCartney and Sir Elton John, they're like the same level. they're both sirs. And I guess I've met a sir too, because I have Sir Pounce. So yeah, I'd be dropping Sir Pounce and be like, but I'm still excited to be around Pippi and Kirsten and not that Laura Marie and Rainbow and everybody, even though I, talk to Sir Pounce all the time. Anyway, all right, let me get back to the show. Um, just my little tangent of how like it was just so much reminding me of my mom, um, and how she was, lucky and blessed to meet some really cool people, and she would have been, she probably would have been a little bit similar to Donna in her shyness and still be really impressed. So I still think Donna was really impressed and nervous to be around all those people because she did just feel like a regular person. So then we've got Jam Jam is telling Rob C that he was thought for sure it was going to be Rob C. Rob C is a little bit annoyed and thinks that Jam Jam was trying to throw him under the bus. Then we've got Tiffany deciding to speak on Ian's behalf. She gives a nice little speech about Ian. And then immediately Colton gets suspicious of Tiffany. And that just continues on. Pippi. He'll get extra love. He doesn't get very many treats. They're telling me to put him on a diet, so I don't give him treats much. I'm like, he's got to lose 3 pounds. So it's just 3 pounds, but I guess that's a lot for a cat. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked again. So after breakfast, they're in the study. There's a bunch of people. There is Ron, Funches, Portia, Dorinda, Kristen, and Tara. Portia talked about this on the interviews too. Portia's talking about how she can look at each person and can get a feel. She says it's also real crazy because I thought it could have been Ian and he's the one I killed. I'm like, what did you just say? Well, the way she says that they edited it because she had actually said right before that, and they cut it out that let's put ourselves in the position and the mindset of a traitor, and she had started talking like the traitor, and they cut out part of that. So I'll give her that and she said that Ron knew it, and she said a lot of people knew it. Well, I don't know why if a lot of people knew it, why they didn't speak up at the round table. But they didn't. So I don't know, but that's what she said. 3 pounds of extra cuddles. That's right. That's exactly right. Ron catches it right away. He says Portia slipped up. She's yeah. He's like she slipped up, and Portia swears after the fact that he knew she was not slipping up. He knew what she was trying to say. Colton was repeating if outside it was Colton and Renna and Natalie and Tiffany and Monet. Colton was talking about how Michael's not a traitor, he's a bad faithful. Tiffany says she doesn't think it's Michael at that point. She changes her mind later. Monet asks Tiffany if she's thought of anybody who can be that treacherous. Tiffany says Donna. She says only somebody who feels safe and feels like they don't need to make connections would be a traitor. Colton then says that she's not talking game to anybody. And then a while later, Portia's got another slip of the tongue, I guess. I don't really think that this one was a slip of the tongue, but she says, if we kill a faithful and banish, and then she trails off, says something to people out each day. Michael feels like she said something weird on his face. If we kill a faithful and banish. I don't know, is that where she said 4 traitors? I don't know. She was talking about the number of traitors. That was something else that got him suspicious too. And I don't know why my notes don't clarify that, but okay. Anyway, we're moving on to... Oh, then Ron was deciding to share what he heard from Portia. He's telling Donna's on his team, so he's telling Donna. Now it's time for the next competition. And they've got these 3 chariots that are awaiting them. I'm going to guess that they're about a mile from the house, from the castle. And they have to stop at 3 stations along the way. Basically, one person's going to sit in each of the chariots, and the other people are going to act like the horses, human horses, pushing and pulling the chariots. So the person sitting on top of the chariot at the end of the mission, once they get to the castle, will have safety. And how that's going to work is there's 3 stations. At each station they'll stop. They have to find a bunch of money bags, and then there will also be 2 safety chips at each station. Whoever finds a safety chip can trade out with the person that's sitting on the chariot. And then at the end, when they get to the castle, the 3 people on the chariots are the ones that will have the safety. There will be a total of $24,000 hidden and 2 safety coins at each stop. So they've got the 3 stops are the orchard, the river, and the forest. When they get the coins, they deposit them into the chests that are attached to the front of the chariot. And also the coin for safety is on the side of the chariot. They decide at the beginning that their strategy is going to be to take the light people first. And and then Alan also lets them know that he's not going to be giving them time checks along the way, that they have to keep track of the time themselves. So Tiffany is the self-proclaimed timekeeper, and they pick lightweight people for the first stretch, and they pick Tiffany, Candace, and Caroline. They get to the orchard. They get to the orchard, and I lost my space. Okay, orchard's the first stop. Monet finds the first safety chip, and she hands it over to Rena because she is small. So Rena takes Caroline's chariot. And then One Tree Hill, Laguna Beach, finds the second safety chip, and he hands it off to Dorinda. Dorinda removes Candace. Then they get to the next stop at the river. Stephen, again, Laguna Beach, One Tree Hill, finds the first token at the second stop, and he hands his off to Caroline. And then she removes Tiffany from her chariot. Mara finds the second token and removes Dorinda. Mara was cute. She said with her accent, "I am now the queen. Can I get a foot rub?" Every time she says things like with a TH, she doesn't say, she says, like think, she says tink. I tink I know what you're talking about. I tink. I don't ever hear Anne say tink. Oh, it's because Anne's Scottish. She's not Irish. Duh. Okay, so let's see. The last stop was the forest, and right away, Michael's getting out of the, Michael's getting, walking off of the, his horse position, yelling, I'm gonna get the shield. It's like it's 1975 again, and Michael is calling dibs on the shield. I thought that was so funny. Again, another Gen X move to call dibs. Front seat dibs, except Michael's calling dibs on the shield. Like, okay, that's not how it works, buddy, but you go right ahead and you think you're calling dibs on the shield. Colton happens to find the first shield. Colton jokes and says it feels like a rose. I found that so funny because he said it felt like a rose when he had to kick somebody off of the chariot. And I'm like, oh my God, you were like the one self-admitted gay bachelor. Is that really how it felt giving a rose to each of these women? It was like, I thought that was, I don't know what the comparison was he was going for, but I thought that was funny. Love Island Rob finds the last token, and he says that he just sees Jam Jam's big brown eyes, little puppy dog eyes, and instantly hands Jam Jam the token without a word discussed or anything. He just sees Jam Jam and hands it to him. I wouldn't say no, and Jam Jam was afraid he needed it, so Michael then gets really mad because he thinks that there should have been some decision time taken. There should have been a discussion about who deserves the token. And now I'm like, oh my God, you just went from Gen X to Gen Z in like 5 seconds. Now you want the Feel Sorry For Me award that we make fun of all these little younger kids for getting. Your little pick-me trophies. Now he wants the pick-me trophy. First he's calling dibs. Now he wants the pick-me trophy. Like, Michael, make up your mind. So, yeah, that was funny to me. Jam Jam takes out Mara on the chariot. Michael then walks up to Caroline, says he thinks he should have the shield. And Caroline replies, they're gone. Like, what did he want? Like, did he just want her to hand him? Like, I mean, I cannot, right? The entitlement. It was very pick-me energy. So he is super mad. He said when he sees some, did I type, my notes don't type in cuss words, but he said he saw some bitches or something at that point. I put on my notes that he thought it was romper room and everyone would have a chance. That's not online with the Gen X mentality, Michael. So Mara's mad at Jam Jam. She doesn't tink. He has a good reason. He doesn't have good reason enough to kick her off. She doesn't tink. His reasons are good. So they get back in 35 minutes. They had 10 minutes extra, and they got a total of $22,500 in the pot, which gives them a total of $45,000 so far. Michael speaks out right away after they get back, like they're still on the field for the game. They haven't even left to go back to the castle. And right away, Michael's yelling out that after Alan tells them what they won, Michael's like, I'm just curious how we decided who got the shields to protect themselves. Because they won them, Michael, and because how they decided was none of your damn business. You should have found one. That was your only guarantee. Alan says, I think this is a good thing to discuss at the round table. Alan wants no part of this. He's like, nope, you are not going to be getting me involved in your bullshit, Michael. Y'all can discuss this tonight while I stand unassumingly in the back and laugh at you. So they get back to the castle for dinner. You've got Ron, Mark, Monet, Rob, C, and Donna sitting in a little group. Monet's asking whose name we think, Donna, and asks Donna how she's feeling. She's like, I don't know. That's a good question. Too soon to tell. No one in the group is speaking up. But then Monet and Mark leave, and it just leaves Donna, Rob Sesternino, and Ron. And Donna's like, here comes Portia. And then Rob C walks away, and then they start Ron and Donna start talking about Portia, ask if she's still the plan. Ron's like, well, I'm gonna bring up my 3 points, and I'm just gonna, see what happens. In the kitchen, we have Dorinda and Candace and Rena and Tara talking. Tara's like, you don't think it's Donna? And Dorinda says, no, Dorinda. Nope, it's not Donna, Dorinda says. She says, she's just with a bunch of people she doesn't know. And Lisa says Dorinda says she's not used to being on TV. And Candace says, and she watches a lot of TV. Dorinda says, she's been very talkative to me, and the Swiftie thing scares me. Everybody's scared of the Swifties. Candace thinks Donna could be the secret traitor. She's telling the confessional because she seems a little bit nervous. Colton and One Tree Hill and Michael are in a room. Colton asks, who do you think it's between tonight? And Michael says, well, myself. Colton says, I'll tell you the name. I've heard tonight it's Donna. Colton says, Donna is at the top of my list for not trusting. Colton asks Michael what his plan is at the table. Michael says, you know what, Colton, after tonight, you will know I'm a faithful. When you see how I handle myself as a faithful, you will know I'm a faithful. Okay. I'm so sorry this is taking so long, you guys. I just don't want to skip stuff. Some of it was funny. Let's see. Oh, that's where then Portia talks about how she knows there's 4 traitors. And you know what? I mean, I don't think you needed to be a traitor to know that there was 4. Because he picked one at the beginning, and then you always see 3 traitors in the charrette. That would lead you to think that there's 4 traitors. 3 or 4. So, but they were just using that as an excuse, I guess. So, Natalie starts the conversation as the first roundtable begins. Natalie comes in saying that she thinks Donna's a traitor. Natalie comes in thinking Donna's a traitor. Donna comes in thinking Portia's a traitor. Natalie starts out, she calls out Donna. She says that once people took off the blindfolds, she saw the stress in Donna's face. Donna's got a confused look on her face, which I don't blame her, because that's not where she was chosen. She was like, how was I confused? I already knew. But she thinks that she's been a little bit less friendly since the blindfolds came off. Donna's basically says, you're going to be wasting your time if you vote me. Natalie, she calls herself low-hanging fruit. Natalie's like, just because you're low-hanging fruit does not mean you're not a traitor. I'm like, boy, what a fucking, Natalie's mean. Like, is that like a backhand? I don't even know if it's a backhanded compliment. Like, after Natalie said that, I wrote that the Kelsey boys are coming for Natalie. Calling her low-hanging fruit does not mean you're not a traitor. Then Ron decides to bring up Portia and his 3 pieces of evidence. First piece was that Candace versus Portia, Michael fight, and then the 2 slip ups with the 4 traitors and the I murdered Ian. Portia defends herself, saying she's not a traitor, but she probably did misspeak. She's been trying to put her head into the heads of the traitors, and so she was speaking like a traitor and thinking things through. Tara and Natalie both say that it's easy to talk like a faithful when you're a faithful. So then Candace speaks up, trying to defend Portia, saying, yes, it's also easy to have slips, though. I don't really think it's easy to have slips, but I do understand if Portia's saying that she was putting her head, her head into the... If what she says is true, that they edited out the important part of the conversation, and I believe they could have done that, then yeah, I believe her. She seemed to have a really good gamer mind as watching the interviews. Candace says it's more black and white for her, that when it comes to Donna, that Donna would make a good traitor. Donna replies, that's very nice of you to say, and so would you. She says Candace is very talkative and very talkative and very presentable, and that's typical traitor deflection. However, that is also Candace's personality. She's very talkative and very presentable when she's got stuff to say. Ron's asking anybody else at the table if they can bring any evidence against anybody, because he brought 3 pieces. So he wants to know who else has any pieces that can match his pieces. Ron, calm down. Just calm down. It's so funny because we know she's not a traitor. And so him just being so... So then this is the time when Michael thinks it's time to talk about himself and decides that he's going to derail. He's not going to bring any pieces of evidence for anything. He's just going to derail the whole thing and talk about himself and how there was no conversation for him to get a safety token, and he thought he needed it because of... Oh, and then he says, because we got rid of Ian. And I think I recorded this. Let's see. No, maybe I... Did I?
The fact that last night myself and 8 other people were up for murder.
Yep, this is it. Let's watch.
Now 7 other people because we got rid of Ian.
Wait, who's we?
Yeah, why'd you just say we got rid of? Does that mean you're a traitor?
Let me tell you something, Maura.
That look! I love this. He leads in. He goes, let me tell you something, Mara. And then she just gets that curve of a smile, like... I love this look on her face. Okay, let's listen to what he's going to tell her. He's so obnoxious.
I am as faithful as a faithful...
Why did you say we?
Well, because I said we got
We
rid of...
didn't. The traitors did.
We all heard that, right?
Yeah.
We all heard that. Good. Go for it. Knock yourselves out. I'm telling you right now, I'm the most faithful of the faithful.
You literally said we when we killed Ian.
And I've said a lot of things.
That's a big thing. Maybe just stop talking.
And I also understand why he said we, because he's talking about them as a whole group, that Ian's gone. We don't see Ian anymore. So I kind of got why he said the we, too. But yeah, why he would just derail like that. And I talked about that at the beginning, so I won't repeat that. We know my thoughts. So let's see. Now everybody thinks he can be a traitor. Everybody's really mad at him for derailing the conversation. That no place for it. That it was irrelevant to getting out a traitor. Rob Sesternino says, "Let's not lose the plot." Eric tells Michael, "I don't know if you realize this, but every time you speak, you throw all of us off." They're telling Michael that his information's not useful just because he wanted a shield. And exactly, that was the look on her face. Like, it brought me life. It gave me life. They talk about how, Monet is talking about how she can't verify what Ron heard with Portia, but Monet can verify what he just heard Michael say. Ron's telling people quietly to stick with him on Portia. And then Alan says the time for talk is over and it's time to vote. So the votes are in, and we've got the people that voted for Michael to go are Monet, Tiffany, Jam Jam, and Rob C. The people that voted for Donna to go are Portia, Candace, Johnny, Kristen, Dorinda, Natalie, Tara, and Caroline. And the people that voted off Portia, Rinna is the one sent her home. I cannot believe Rinna betrayed her. But it was Rinna, Donna, Eric, Michael, Rob Roush, Mark, One Tree Hill, Ron Mara, and Colton. So Colton didn't even vote for Donna. If Rinna had voted for Donna, then Portia would have stayed, and they would have gotten Traitor out on the first night. But Rinna's little slimy backstabbing, "I gotta be iconic," led her down the wrong fool's path. So, yeah, that happened. So Portia says she's not a traitor. Ron's disappointed, and now Ron is a target. Donna's now just telling the people there's so many people here that she's a fan of, and she feels like she's not worthy. And then she says, it's so cute, and then she says, I said the same thing to Paul McCartney at the Super Bowl. Oh, like, Donna, you're just kind of adorable. You're like a badass, like, championship football coach, and you're adorable. Like, you've got both of these sides to you, and I love it. I'm so sad she wasn't on for longer. Now the traitors each have to go to the confessional alone. Then they get the letter wait, what? They'll be murdered. Oh, they get a letter. Oh, they each go to the confessional and they get a letter stating that they are going to be murdering in plain sight. And they explain, and the letter explains that there's going to be one of the pictures in the kitchen. Behind one of those pictures is a set of 4 tarot cards, and that will be the short list of people that the traitors have to pick to be murdered. So, and they have to do all of this and put the card in the fireplace to burn by the stroke of midnight in the breakfast room. The fireplace in the breakfast room. If they're successful, then they will earn the right to meet the secret traitor tomorrow after the next round table. So, Rob R instantly figures out which picture it is, and Candace is trying to decide how to get everybody out of the kitchen and preoccupied so Rob can get the cards, so somebody can get the cards. So let's watch what she did.
Oh my God.
Yeah, duh. Of course it makes sense to do a conga line.
Why the hell not?
You are crazy. You're crazy for the eye for the conga line.
I'm ready. I need some fun.
Okay, ready? Can we start in here, though? Yeah, let's just keep that in. Come on. Wait, no, everyone has to join.
You a second?
I hear a conga line start. In the bar, something feels off.
I'm scared the traitors might be doing the murder in plain sight.
You're not gonna make my stomach.
Yeah, but let's get there. They're in there. Like, let's stay away from there.
My spidey senses are tingling tonight, and I am going to do my best to not do anything out of the ordinary.
Don't let him hug you or kiss you. Conga line, hi.
So, the conga line, what do you guys think? Do you think that was a good strategy or not? I think it's funny because I think some of the gamers that I would like Rob Sesternino thought, and some of the gamers he was talking to about it thought it was a horrible strategy. And clearly Rob C caught on to her immediately, but it still worked. So I'm still debating if it was a good strategy or a bad one. I guess it was both. It didn't affect her in the short term, but that might be something that people will look at a little while later and think that was weird. Yeah, I was so impressed that Rob instantly, but then Rob had to go and tell Candace. Conga line, hide! So, Rob R sees Rena and asks her if she knows how to play chess. She says no, and he volunteers to teach her. So they sit down at the chess table, and he's trying to explain to her, who's on the cards and sort of talk about chess. Tara walks over for a little bit, like she's suspicious, or she's just watching them. Yeah, just don't know. She acts interested for a little while, but then she gets bored and leaves. But in that moment, while they're sitting at the chess table, they decide that it's going to be Rob C. And they get to the fireplace and they get it burned in time. Except for the fact that Candace has absolutely no idea who was the one that got burned, that got murdered in the fireplace. With the Fire Stick by Rob and Lisa. So that is how the second episode ended, and now we are on to the last episode. And then a real quick look at the fashion. I've just got a few pictures, not many. And let's see. Time right 408. Let's go back to. Okay, so that was the other picture that was hanging, but this is the competition then. Oh, first we got to go to breakfast. I'm getting ahead of myself. First we go to breakfast. The next on episode 3. Colton, Jam, and Caroline are the first in. They talk about Donna, and Caroline talks about Ron being a traitor. So they talk about Donna and Ron. Colton says it's Michael. Candace is nervous because she has no idea who was eliminated, and she's hoping they picked the right one. Once everybody comes in and they find out it was Rob C. Oh, yeah, I left off where Rob C. went to Candace and told her the night before of his suspicion. I sort of left it off, not really. So anyway, yeah. So Candace was very nervous about them picking the right player to go home again. Donna's a little paranoid, thinking she barely made it through last night. Jam Michael walks in, and Jam's like, big surprise, Michael's here. Like Michael should have been the one murdered. Tiffany is now trying to get on Michael's good side and says that Jam Jam sat next to her and looked at her and goes, "You're voting Michael, aren't you?" She tells Michael she told Jam Jam that she didn't think Michael was a traitor, said that Jam Jam looked at her and said that he does think he's a traitor. And she was afraid if she didn't vote for Michael, that Jam Jam was going to kill her. So that's why she wrote Michael's name down. Good thinking, Tiffany. And then she decides she wants to try to stick by Michael because if Michael is a traitor, then he will want to protect her because he'll trust her most of all the faithfuls. Michael says he's sick that he voted out Portia. He thinks it's Jam Jam that's the traitor. Next in, we've got Rob R, One Tree Hill Eric. Let's see. Last in was Kirsten, Tara, Renna, and Monet, and Rob C was murdered. And I really hope they bring Rob C back next year. And now I will only be referring to one Rob. I will say Rob. Unless I'm actually talking about Rob C, I will only say Rob. Since Rob C is gone. So Michael again brings up the stupid shield conversation in the third episode. He's like, "I can't believe a traitor had the shield." And Jam Jam is like, "I can't again." And says Michael, this is talking, thinking Jam Jam's a traitor. He's like, "I can't believe a traitor had the shield." And Jam Jam's like, "Michael, this is the fourth time you've brought this up." And Michael says, "I still have a lot of questions, you feel me?" Jam Jam tells him, "Stop asking about it." Michael says, "I'm asking the group." Michael ends up telling Jam Jam that he is full of big, thick traitor doo-doo. Okay, so Alan comes in and tells them that Rob was burned right under their noses. Not actually telling them that he really was burned right under their noses. He says, "Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Poor little Rob, a survivor no more." Picture slams to the ground. Then he lets them know that they are going to have a round table this morning before the mission. Ron says his game plan is just to lay low because he knows he's a target. Then they all separate to talk. Michael and Tiffany are in the secret room. She's trying to tell Michael to calm down and not be so traitory faithful. And then in the other room, in the front room of that, because they're behind the bar in that like no longer secret room. And then in the front of the room, you had Monet and not Monet. Who walked in there? Natalie, Kirsten, and Mark walked in there. And they're discussing Michael. And then they leave, and then Tiffany and Michael get out of there all safely. Nobody saw them back there. We've got Colton, Dorinda, and Rob. They're talking about Donna and Ron. Candace is in the confessional saying that she wouldn't even mind if they banished the secret traitor because they're such a well-oiled machine. And she thinks it might be Donna or Ron. Donna comes in the room and they shush, and Donna hears them shush. She pulls out a statistic. Go, coach. She says 92% of the time, traitors will try to get shield. 92% of the time. I'm like, 92%? Yes, Donna. 92% of the time. Traitors will try to get shields to make everybody think that they are faithful. So she's really suspect about how Michael was so vocal about wanting the shield. Then the round table basically begins. Candace starts the conversation. Yeah, I love the dramatic photo throws. Candace begins the conversation saying that she called Ron a shiny object yesterday because he came in and flipped the script and it worked. Michael chimes in, "It was fantastic." Ron says he didn't come in with a bias, he just presented what he thought was true. Rob says, but nobody heard about it beforehand. It was such a blindside out of nowhere. Ron says Donna and Michael are who I've been riding with, and they knew. Ron says he didn't even know there was consensus vote because he was a leftover and none of them respected him enough to clue him in on a consensus vote. Ron didn't even know he had the ability to change their minds until he did it. It doesn't make him a traitor. Colton says he wants to give Donna more opportunity to talk because he was convinced to write down Portia's name yesterday, and he regrets that he didn't write down Donna's name. So he wants to hear what's on her mind. So she says she knows people are after her, and the only reason is that she hasn't had a chance to talk to everybody. She's been fangirling and forgive her and blah, blah, blah. Candace just feels that Donna would be such a good traitor because she's so unassuming and so nice. Jam Jam is trying to tell Donna that it's time for her to say more to protect herself because we know Jam Jam wants Michael gone. She says, ask yourself who is pushing out my name. Just ask that. And Colton's like, it's me because I regret not voting for you last night. So he explains that. So she loses on that front. Tiffany then asks Donna who she suspects is a traitor. Donna says Michael. Then Michael goes off again. He says, I'm going to tell you again, I am a faithful. And if I was to get voted out, what I'm going to tell you is that I am the best looking, smartest, dopest, faithful. And you'd be doing yourselves a disservice to vote out the best looking, smartest, dopest, faithful. Michael! Bravo! Best looking, smartest, dopest, faithful. Then Michael starts singing to Jam Jam, if you're a traitor and you know it, clap your hands. If you're a traitor and you know it, clap your hands. He goes, and if you're a lying, deceiving liar and you're named Jam Jam and you're a traitor or whatever, something like that. If you're a traitor and you know it, clap your hands. And Alan comes in at the right time when they're all starting to get a little crazy and says it's time to vote. So the vote happens and we've got everybody. Jam Jam votes Michael and Michael votes Donna. No, wait, I thought Jam Jam voted Donna. He did. I wrote that down before the vote. Whoops, and I didn't delete it. I lied. Okay. Michael voted Donna. Michael voted Donna. Donna voted... Oh, who did I write? I didn't write down Donna's vote. She must have voted Michael. That's who it was. Donna voted Michael. Michael voted Donna. And everybody else voted Donna. So it was basically a unanimous vote. Except Donna can't vote for herself. I know, Rainbow. That's what made it so funny. It's just, he's delusional. He's like a male Lindsay. So Donna comes up to the circle of the truth. She tells everybody that she's a traitor. Everybody's screaming and happy and so excited. They got out a traitor. Rob, Love Island Rob. He reminded me of somebody, but I'm not sure who. Rob says that he loves that woman. He loves Donna so much. Like, he really, really liked her a lot. And then he wonders if she's married. I'm like, are you kidding me? Okay, Rob, I see you. Alan then lets them know before leaving the room that they have to pair up with somebody that they trust with their lives. And the oddball out does not want to be the oddball out. Right away, Ron knows he's going to be the oddball out. Basically, what that's going to mean is he's going to be instantly on the murder list. I was semi-shocked. That was funny. I'm like, oh, those Kelsey boys might be coming after him too. They got Natalie Anderson and him on their list of who to come after. Like, don't mess with those Kelsey boys, mama. So, right after the round table, the traitors gather in the kitchen. No, that didn't happen. The traitors gather. Ron doesn't have a partner. He's playing the pity party. But I did think it was very nice that Michael generously asked Ron if he wanted to switch and take Tiffany as his partner. I mean, that was really sweet of Michael to do that. But Ron said no, he's fine. Before they arrive at the competition here, we've got the Ginger pulling up with all the skull heads that are going to be in the competition. And we've got what do you call them? The little soldiers? Johnny Weir called them the droids. The druids, he called them. Coming through the forest with the flags and the drums and the cages. And there's like so many of them. And look, they're gathering in a circle. It reminded me sort of a little bit of like an Irish Traveler circle. Kind of a little bit. And then they've got all of them lined up. I took these pictures on purpose because Johnny compared them. Johnny Weir calls them druids akimbo. So I had to look up what that meant. So akimbo means with hands on the hips and elbows turned outward. So what I think is you put your hands on your hips and you turn your hands like backwards instead of forwards. And these druids are not standing with their hands on their hips. And I'm sure this akimbo, that's got to be in ice skating. You probably hear that in ice skating a lot. What to do with your hands akimbo. So it's probably why he said it, but they're not akimbo. Nope, they're not akimbo. Their hands are not on their hips, forwards or backwards or around. They're by their sides. Hands at your sides is different than hands akimbo. So I learned what akimbo meant, and I learned that the editors did not pick a picture of the druids being akimbo. So he explains the competition. Let's see, let me go back just a little. Right there. So, he explains the competition, and basically, one person gets into the cage and waits while the other person is in charge of finding 10 skull heads and stacking them one on top of the other, all 10. They have to stay balanced. You got to get all 10 up there. And then once you get all 10 stacked, the person is automatically released and they will win that set of money for the cage opening. Any players that are still locked in the cages after the 10 minutes are automatically shortlisted along with Ron for murder. So Alan and the people are outside the cages. They walk into the woods. The druids come in. They pick up the cages, carry them into the woods. Let's see, we got that 10 minutes. Colton is stacking his, and I was so surprised to see how shaky Colton was. It was crazy. Rob was the first one to complete his. He frees Maya. One Tree Hill, Laguna Beach. Steven is second. He frees Jam Jam. Monet then frees Natalie. We've got less than 5 minutes left. Johnny Weir is still in the woods looking for skulls. Tiffany frees Michael. Tara frees Candace. And all of a sudden, the 10 minutes is up. And guess who is still in the woods looking for skulls? Johnny Weir never even made it back. Poor Eric Nom. That's his last name, Eric Nom. Poor Eric Nom. Johnny Weir never made it back. He didn't get one stacked. So, competition ends, and we've got the people in the cages that are up for elimination. Well, the people in the cages are Ron, Renna, Eric. Was Renna? Yeah, Renna was in one of them. Yeah, Ron, Renna, Eric, Kristen, Caroline, and Rob. Now, Renna and Rob are traitors, so they don't count. So it's basically Ron, Kristen, Eric, and Caroline that they have to choose from. So they end up winning $25,000 for the competition, and they've now banked $70,000. Now the remaining ones that are shortlisted have to stay in their cages, and in a few hours they're going to be pulled from the cages and led to the forest again, tied up to a tree and blindfolded, and wait for their fate, because somebody will be murdered face to face. So back at the house, all the players are eating dinner. They're discussing the day's events. Renna thought she was just so brilliant, pretending like she was so scared of elimination. Colton mentions he thinks Tiffany and Michael were a weird pairing. He thinks that Tiffany likes control, and he's right. He suspects that because Michael was in the cage, that Tiffany likes to be in control. And she absolutely does like control. She talked about how it bothered her a lot in Big Brother not having control, that she wasn't able to take control because of how the game was going, and it drove her crazy. So I think that was interesting that Colton peeped that. Let's see, we've got. Oh, somebody asked Tiffany while they're eating dinner if she's off of Michael, and Tiffany says no, she's not off of Michael. She's more on to Ron. I don't know who she was talking to because I have typos. Call Nas Tiffany while they're eating. Stan says she's on to both of them. Who the hell is Stan? Well, whoever she was talking to was on to both of them. Mara and Tiffany. Oh, is it Mara? Mara, Tiffany, and I'm thinking strategy is sit in the corner, act like nobody likes. Mara and Tiffany think his strategy is to sit in the corner and act like nobody likes him. Talking about Ron. That's who she's on. Mara says she's on to both of them. Tiffany thinks Jam Jam is killing them all. She whispers to Colton. She says that's why it makes sense that two gamers went, basically. And I don't understand why she thinks Jam Jam is the one killing the gamers, how it makes sense that Jam Jam is killing them. That confuses me, but okay, Tiffany. They didn't really give us any more information on that thought, which is a shame. Colton says that Tiffany could be a traitor because it would be genius of her to take out two gamers right off the bat. I guess because she said Jam Jam would do it, he now thinks, well, she could do it too. He thinks that she's been calling the shots, pulling the strings. Then we've got the clock strikes for bed, and we've got round table time. Yay! So they're discussing the pros and cons of everybody, trying to figure out what to do. They basically say if they murder a housewife, then it will be like there's not a housewife as a traitor because nobody would suspect housewife on housewife crime. They say if they kill Ron, it would make no sense, and so that would be good to cause more confusion. If they murder Eric, it would not lead back to them because it's random. If they murder Kristen, it's because she's smart. Rob says she's definitely someone that could get on to us. And he also mentions at one point that his strategy has always been to take out the gamers first. So with that, I think that Kristen's going to be the one they choose, but we'll see. So now they walk outside and they have to go to each player. Let's see. Oh, yeah, here's them dragging him into the woods. And they're walking up to each of the players. You can see there's Eric Nom looking around. That was them celebrating. This picture right here I took because they were having a deep game conversation and Rob just looks like he's staring. Rob Roush looks like he's staring off into space. I thought that was cute. But let's look at the very last clip of the night to see how the game ended. The cliffhanger it left us on for next week. Oh, wait, before this, let me stop real quick. So actually, as they're walking up to him, they each have to beg for their lives. Eric says that he knows he might look like a smiley, smiley, kind face, but he has a very specific set of skills. Kristen says that she doesn't beg for things and they've already made up their minds before anybody even got tied to the tree, so she's not going to worry about anything she cannot control. Caroline says, the Traitors, whoever you are, I feel like right now I am the least of your problems. Ron starts out saying that he's been waiting for this. He says, you better kill me now. If you don't kill me now, you will regret it. I promise you will. Show me your faces! Which Show Me Your Faces was the name of this episode. So let's watch that scene.
I've been waiting for this. You better kill me now. If you don't kill me now, you will regret it. I promise you will. Show me your faces!
Bum, bum, bum! I love the dramatics. I love Ron's dramatics of this scene. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is some good TV. Like, you guys are giving us some excellent TV. So that's how it ended. And now we're going to talk quickly about the fashions. And then I'm going to let you guys go because the stream has been so long. And I apologize. The next ones will be one episode at a time and will not be this long. So here we've got the very beginning fashions. And I love the costume designer put Swarovski crystals all in the plaid, which you'll see better in the next shot. Right there, you can see how it's all, you still can't really see how the skirt's all shining, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Then we've got, let's see, more of him. This was a look, I'm sure it's going to be coming up in another episode, but they showed this in the previews, and I cannot wait to see what's going on, and I love the look of the hooded gangsters behind him. They've even got a new look, and it's pretty amazing. This is what I want to see Anne and Dreamy standing behind Alan, all dressed up in their dominatrix outfits, hidden from the world. That's what I want to see. And then they come back and they say, surprise, that was me and Dreamy. Maybe they still will. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe Anne's keeping a big secret. Fashion. Yes. That jacket's amazing. It's fashion. I cannot. This coffin get up. I want this so bad. I want to be a coffin for Halloween. I want to be a chic coffin. Lala was cute. This is just, it's amazing. The extra large pillbox hat and the accessories along the lapel, the jewels along the lapel. It's just, his designer just really outdid himself this year. I'm so impressed already. So then we've got the orange, and it was so beautiful with the flowing like cape behind it. Not really cape, but it's not a skirt either. I don't know what you call that. What do you call that? The train. A train. I love the train. It was beautiful. He reminded me a little of Tweety Bird, but I liked it. If your grandmother looks and dresses like this, she must have been amazing. Now we've got this, and this is Lala had a matching outfit to this, and what I love his glasses with this. It's very he put then like an extra piece on it for the competition on his shoulders. Like, I like the way they build onto stuff. And it's really hard to see, but all of the Swarovski crystals that this man, I cannot imagine what the Swarovski crystal budget was. They must have the most massive budget for fashion, for costumes. There's Lala and her little matchy with her daddy. And I found out that Lala came from a shelter in Costa Rica because rich people don't adopt locally. Apparently, rich people don't adopt locally. So anyway, well, I guess, middle class don't either. But anyway, this Lala came from a shelter in Costa Rica and now travels the world. Or lives in Scotland. I don't know. Who knows where Alan really lives during the year? Oh, yes, this is fashion. I cannot. I love Rob's intro picture. Like, yes, that is fashion. It wears him well. He wears it well. The nail polish, I took this. I had to get a picture because they made a point to show her nails. And I had to get a picture and ask Lauren Marie if she could identify the nail color and brand of this. Just to throw out a little Lauren Marie test. And then we have, oh yeah, Lisa Rinna flipping everybody off because she's Lisa fucking Rinna. Candace and her fucking, you guys remember like the old TWA when they had the big fancy TWA hubs and like the old timey flight attendants? Candace is giving me flight attendant. Oh, and I noticed the bee pin on her hat. Let's see what else we got. Oh, and then Colton's fashions. Let me catch up to you guys in the chat. Let me pause right here. I really like the magnetic polish. It's pretty. But I feel like Lauren Marie should be able to identify it right on looks. Colton's fashion sense is weird. It's weird. Kirsten, oh yeah, good. Kirsten's here because he gave a nod to both me and Kirsten, and those two looks were good. But these two looks, this one, he's got on, he's wearing a Claire's Boutique fake pearl tie. Now, I don't know. It's probably not Claire's Boutique, but I know Claire's Boutique used to sell these. Those fake little pearl ties that women wore. And the tie wouldn't even necessarily be that much of a problem, except for the fact that it stops right below his nipple. It doesn't even make it down to like shouldn't a tie go down to almost like your pants? Like, not quite to your pants, but it should go way farther than just below your chesticles. So the tie, I might have had less complaints about the Claire's Boutique pearl. Yep, it could, not that Lauren Marie. It reminded me a lot of the Devil's Advocate, except it's magnetic. But it's probably something they sell in Britain, that they sell overseas that's not available here. So you wouldn't know it, but I wanted to test you anyway, because I would have been so shocked if you did. So I'm going to be taking some pictures of his fashions. So anyway, we've got this really weird pearl tie here. And then we've got two good pictures. So he was channeling myself and Kirsten, because one day he wore this little baby Bengal tiger sweater. And the Bengal tigers represent Cincinnati Bengals. But then he also wore something to represent New Zealand. The sheep, and there's one, it's hard to see, but there's one little black sheep on here, and I love this sweater. I love this sweater so much. It's so cute because it's all white sheep and then one little black sheep. So that sweater was in honor of Kirsten, and the Bengals tiger was in honor of me. And then here's the last ugly thing that he wore. I don't even know. Colton is just making some interesting fashion choices. What in the name of rich English aristocrat does he have on? So I don't even know. I don't know. I just don't know what he's wearing, but I'm going to follow. But his fashion is definitely going to be interesting, as the way it started out already is. And then here, my last picture was Donna looking like a coach, looking like one of the best coaches in the world. And that's all my pictures. All my clips, all my pictures. So, I guess that's it. This was such a long stream. I'm so sorry. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's not even... Mr. Rogers did not wear animal prints. Mr. Rogers wore plain sweaters, Pippi. Jeez. I think Pippi wants a sheep sweater for Christmas next year. I'm going to have to see if I can find that and price it. So I guess that is it for the Traitors, you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to drone on about this crazy show for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I mean, between the strategy and the funny shit and the game and the fashion, there's just so much to talk about. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to replay the intro as the outro. Whoops, let's see. And everybody have a great night. Thank you.
Come friend, come foe, come one, come all, to the highlands to see who lives and who falls. Jokers and fools, queens and kings, they'll take to the stage on invisible strings. For once in my castle, their roles are assigned. their fates in the game, forever entwined. Under cover of night, the traitors will slay. Can a faithful fight back, or be the next play? Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. From the meek to the fierce, pawns to dictators, bound by the strings of the silent orchestrators. Every move, every breath, a twisted decree, a game of betrayal, no one's truly free. Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. Who can you trust when the darkness descends? The blade in the back, the whispers of friends. The court is a theater, the blood-stained stage, a dance of deception, a war in a cage. Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. Come friend, come foe, come one, come all, to the highlands to see who lives and who falls. Jokers and fools, queens and kings, all are mere puppets on invisible strings.